According to numerous reports, the Rams are trying to trade up into the top 10. The Eagles are being talked about as probably one of the most aggressive teams trying to trade up in the final, hours leading into the draft. We're going to see what happens, but there's a lot of chatter, but not a lot of movement. I thought I'd be live multiple times on breaking news like a trade or huge speculation or something, but it's like the calm before the storm. It's like everybody's going toward the eye of the storm, but it gets calm as you get toward the center of it. And that's kind of where it feels right now. There are some pieces of news I wanted to cover. Eagles are just taking care of business. Checkbook is open. And according to this report, the Eagles are working on an extension for A.J. Brown. They just extended Devontae Smith. They're not messing around. Barkley, this team is going to, in my opinion, the Philadelphia Eagles, win the NFC Championship and be in the Super Bowl in 2024. They know what the hell they're doing. Now, of course, there are other teams that are very, very much going to be aggressively trying to prove that thinking wrong. Detroit being one of those teams. We got who's going to win the Super Bowl in 2024. We're going to have a whole show about that after the draft, and we have more firepower for some of these teams, more ammunition, more reasons to believe these teams will go far. Example, i.e. case in point, Buffalo. They get a wide receiver like a Dunze, which is my no matter what of this draft. Who's your no matter what? I'm going to be folding up 4 or 5 things and putting them in my pocket, and we're going to leave them there the entirety of the draft and see how many of my no matter what's come true. For those that don't know, that's draft day. Vontae Davis, no matter what, right? This report here, actually, let's hit the intro and we'll be back. File in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So, there are a lot of little tiny pieces of news kind of circling. The Rams, who haven't picked in the first round since 2016, are calling to get into the top 10. They took Jared Goff the last time they drafted that high. So there's some thinking that they might be trying to get a quarterback, but that's preemptive. Certainly, I think what a lot of teams should be doing. I think the Jets should be doing that. The Falcons are talking about Penix Jr. as a possible thought. There's a lot of crazy ESPN kind of warned us about this. A couple of the betting lines and different things with Herbert are crazy. Again, let me remind you, to trade Justin Herbert, the Chargers would be giving up like 120 plus mil in dead cap. Of course, you can potentially try and get a team to take on some money and such, but like $129 million, I believe, in dead cap for moving Justin Herbert. So the whole, kind of like, I don't want to say it was a joke, but the whole like CTESPN breaking that Justin Herbert will be traded news is gaining a lot of momentum, but like it doesn't make any sense, right, financially, but it's gaining momentum. And it's something that we've kicked around a lot on this channel, not because we think it'll necessarily come true, but we're kind of, we're innovators over here at the Fantasy Football Show. We're thinkers, and we like to think it out. And the fact that Harbaugh loves this man, J.J. McCarthy, so much that if they could get their hands on 11 and 23 and maybe even more capital to trade Herbert to play ball with Justin Jefferson, it's what we want, because we want Herbert to be unlocked, and Herbert's not going to be unlocked. He's going to be held back in LAC. But it's not like it's an easy trade or even a remotely possible trade to go down because of the dead cap. But the rumors are spreading like wildfire that the betting lines are moving too on the Chargers drafting a quarterback. The betting lines on the Chargers drafting a QB at 5 are moving as we speak. It's crazy. So Eagles looking to extend A.J. Brown. Kyler Murray said something about today just feels right. Vibes are immaculate, and everyone's assuming he's going to be handed the best wide receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr., prospect to come out of college, maybe ever, but at least in the last decade. And I'm feeling very, very good about the Cardinals keeping this pick and drafting at number 4 Marvin Harrison Jr. for Kyler at this 4 pick. Monty Alsonfort's certainly going to be on the phones trying to maneuver, and if he does, I assume it'll be Minnesota trying to trade to the 4 or LV potentially, but I know the LV wants that too from Washington to get Jaden Daniels. If Minnesota's not the one going and getting the 4, don't be shocked if Indy tries to get that 4. I really believe Indy and Buffalo are going to be super aggressive trying to get one of the top 3 wide receivers. So hang tight on that. But the Cardinals do feel like they're in good position, and Kyler's feeling really, really damn good today. And if Kyler feels good, I feel good, because that means that maybe he's hearing something we don't know about drafting Marvin Harrison Jr. Drake May, Giants have been trying to trade up to get Drake May at that number 3 pick. The Patriots are very vulnerable to trade it, so we might see the Giants with the number 3 pick. It wouldn't shock me. I've heard somebody say that there's a connected source of a source. No one's giving names. That's the way it works. That there could be double-digit first-round trades today. Like 10, 11 trades today in the first round. That probably means we're going to get 2 or 3 because of the way that works. But just thought I'd pass that along. And the Eagles are being one of the more aggressive teams. Not only are they looking to maybe ink A.J. Brown and take care of business, because the Eagles don't mess around. One of the best off seasons, period, so far. Barkley alone makes them have an A to A-, A+ off season. But to re-sign Devontae Smith, to be smart about A.J. Brown, to understand the market and the prices that are going up, the Eagles know what the hell they're doing, unlike some other teams. The Eagles being one of the more aggressive teams when it comes to trading up in the draft. They've been calling a bunch of teams in an effort to move up in the draft. The Eagles, of course, for those that don't know, are drafting right at 22. So they're trying to get higher. I don't know what they're going for. You could think like Brock Bowers, or is it going to be a defensive piece? We'll find out. Are they going to try and do something unexpected? Maybe. Would it be a pass catcher? I think only Brock Bowers would make tremendous sense. But it could be a big defensive piece. I mean, look, the Eagles are doing everything right on offense. There's nothing wrong with attacking defense even more aggressively than at 22. And it's just like, this team is just going to be one step closer to being unstoppable walking into the season. So Eagles are doing everything right. They're doing an amazing job this offseason, and they're going to have an amazing draft. I can already feel it. So that's kind of the skinny on what's going on. Kevin dropping a super chat, $5 holler. Rock out, dropping one. Smitty, happy draft day, says rock out. Rock out, yes sir. Kevin says, any surprises like last year? Smitty's Charbonnet reaction was priceless. Yeah, there's going to at least be one, I imagine, one of those surprises. Let's go ahead and put a couple things in my pocket. These will be Smitty's no matter what. If you haven't seen Draft Day, shame on you. On Draft Day, Kevin Costner, the main character, folds up some pieces of paper and puts them in his pocket. Folds up one piece of paper, puts it in his pocket, and that piece of paper has a name on it, and that's who he's supposed to draft no matter what. And he knows that the motions of the day and all the things going on are going to potentially take him in a different direction. And he wants to, at the end of the day, be able to unfold that paper, look at it, and say, man, no matter what, I stuck to my conviction. So we're going to put a couple in my pocket, and I'm not going to take them out until it happens. So let me cut this. Let me cut these no matter what's up. Phone lines are open while I prepare this.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the Addict phone line. The Addict theattic.shop. Dial in. This is formerly Grindhouse. The Attic has such amazing products. Just check out these bad boys right here. The Attic and your boy Smitty will be giving away a hoodie. It's going to be the Godzilla versus King Kong hoodie in the top left is what we decided on. So if you like a Godzilla versus King Kong hoodie, just get ready because we will be giving one of those suckers away. All right, I got a couple more sheets of paper I'm cutting up. I'm going to put, I think, 4 of these in my pocket. A couple of these, no matter what's. All right, here we go. All right, I got my no matter what's ready. I'm going to write these down. I don't think I'm going to share them with you. I don't think I'm going to share them with you, though. Just stick them right in my pocket and pull them out as they happen or don't happen. All right, number 1. Number 1. I'm writing it down. What's up, Bella? Check yourself.
What's up, Smitty? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. Number 1.
For that draft, man. I'm so excited.
Number 1, no matter what, goes in the pocket. Okay, number 1, no matter what, went in my pocket. What's going on, Bella? Check yourself. What do you hear? What do you say?
So I'm thinking about something now. I know it could shock the draft. What if New England actually did take Marvin Harrison Jr.? What if they did, right? That's going to push all the receivers back. But we do need a quarterback. How about we go and get Bo Nix and pair the two together?
I mean, we talked about that before. No matter what, number 2 going in my pocket, you have to. Bo Nix is the one quarterback that could slip in this draft. I don't think he slips to the second round or anything crazy like that, but could he fall into the 20s, and is that attainable? Yeah, but out of all the teams that are willing to take a pass on the quarterback and try and get a steal, it does feel like the Patriots would be that team because you've got Brissett, you're sold on
Exactly.
you're sold on JD5. So we talked.
Don't look like we're gonna get him.
We kicked this around more so with Penix Jr. when people were acting like Penix Jr. was going to be more of like a 15, 16, 17 overall pick, but he could go super high. The question is, no offense, Bella, check yourself. You might want to put earmuffs on for this one. But are the Patriots, do they understand that, it seems like they don't understand the wide receiver position and haven't for a long time. Now, granted, you have a new coaching staff in there. It's hard to transfer what's been going on into this situation, but I hope to God you guys understand how good Marvin Harrison Jr. is and how important a wide receiver is. We haven't seen it in quite some time in New England, and wide receiver gets overlooked so much. I don't know. I mean, if you could get Bo Nix and Marvin Harrison Jr., similar to drafting Marvin Harrison Jr. at 3 and trading for Justin Fields using a 4th rounder or something, your whole future changes. You guys become an absolutely contender type of team right away. Maybe not right away, but you're starting to build for it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think it's a whole new regime over there. I really like what Mayo's trying to put together. Even with getting Brissett, I think that was so smart. I just think that'll be a great way to start the draft for us. Very smart. I wonder if they're even thinking like that, but that would be a great move. And then comparing those receivers, the receiver to the quarterback, they know each other. Then you have the early second rounder, so you could really rebuild.
Uh-oh. Lost him. There? Hello?
Really good.
There you are. We lost you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you hear what I said?
Kind of, yeah. I agree with you. I
think it's the way to go, man. And let's take a shot. And most people have Marvin Harrison Jr. as the number 1. if it wasn't for all the good quarterbacks coming out. On many draft boards, I believe they have Harrison number 1. So it's hard to have that slot and not take the best player on the board, especially if you're not really feeling Drake May like that. That's a project. You're in a rebuild. Are you willing to take another project trying to see if this kid is really what he is, or go ahead and take the number 1 prospect?
Yeah, I hear you. We got a super chat here. Hold on, let me read this off. Maybe you can help me answer it. Orion with the $5 hauler. Where do you think Dijon goes? What team is the best fit? Definitely going to lock in and watch your draft. Go Steelers. Let's see here. What do I have them projected? You there? You there, Bella? Check yourself.
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, okay. I don't know, bro. That's a tough one.
I mean, you're in on JD5, right?
Yeah.
The chances of you getting them is slim to none. You like May, but you don't love him. You don't like JJ. And then it's like you have the opportunity to take the number 1 prospect on that board. You take it. And then you can always get you a good prospect and with the next round coming up. You have an early second. Even if you felt like Bo Nix was going to somehow go in the first round, you take that early second and you trade back up to the first round, pair those two together, and start right there. That's a whole new regime. That's a fresh start.
I mean, you're preaching to the choir, man. The question is, does your New England Patriot team think that way? That's the only thing. I mean,
I would hope they do. We always argue this fact, Smitty. You really want them to, but it seems like they never do what you want them to do. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. To answer the super chat question, I'm going to say that Cooper lands in Green Bay at 25, or it's a good question. It's a really good question. Man, I'd say Green Bay at 25 sounds about right. Detroit potentially. That would be my final answer for right now, but it's a great question, Orion. We don't talk a lot about defensive players, so it's a good question. Yeah, so Belichick yourself. My final thoughts on this are New England. I think, what again, preaching to the choir. Washington should have brought in Fields for a 4th rounder. You would have beat out the other offer, and I don't want to hear that, they want to do right by Fields. They wouldn't have done right by Fields if you really upped the ante. Instead of giving away this conditional 6th rounder or whatever, you offer them straight up non-conditional 4th rounder, 3rd rounder, whatever it takes. Washington could have drafted MHJ and had Fields. I'd rather had that at the end of the day, probably. I love JD5 though, so obviously I'm fine with this. New England, same thing. Fields and Marvin Harrison Jr., you transform that franchise. And the same thing goes for any of these teams that could take Marvin Harrison Jr. and get a quarterback, through another trade. I mean, Minnesota, for example. If you're Minnesota and you were to potentially trade JJ, and I'm not saying that that's an easy move or easy feat, but you get into a spot where you reset, you take Marvin Harrison Jr., and then you trade back in and go Bo Nix. I mean, Minnesota would be smart to try and do something like that. Anybody would be smart to do something like that. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the truth, bro. And so is Odunze, though. So is Odunze. So is Neighbors. This is a very good class. New England could even potentially trade down. And have you ever thought about that? What if you brought in Odunze at like 11? Okay, so let's say New England trades for the 11 and 23 from Minnesota. You take Odunze at 11 if you're so lucky to see him fall, and then you move 23 back up for Bo Nix. I mean, a Dunze and Knicks would be fantastic. There's a lot of ways to look at it, and I think you might have a better chance of getting a trade down, even with the Giants. Trade 3 to 6, grab a Dunze at 6 if you need to go a little early, and whatever other draft capital you get, you use that to move back up and take Bo Nix. I don't know. Those are just the things that go through my mind, but you can.
It's a lot of ways to think of it. I really like Bo Nix. And to have that comparison with the two would be sweet.
A lot of ways to skin a cat, my man.
Yeah.
Okay, here are my.
But Smitty, I gotta go. My bad, I'm driving, man. But I have to come out
later. Appreciate you.
I'm back on tonight.
All right, we'll be back. Yeah. Okay. We're here for another 10 minutes or so, at least, and then I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna go grab some food. I'm sure something will break as soon as I leave my house, but that's the way it goes. Whenever I leave my studio, something happens. I'm putting my no matter what's in my pocket or you guys don't know what I'm writing. No matter what. All right, I have no matter what's in my pocket. Let me show you. I have 3 no matter what's in my left pocket. I have 2 no matter what's in my right pocket. And I'm putting those back in my right pocket. I'm putting these 3 in my left pocket. My no matter what's have been put in said pockets right here. And I will pull them out when they do or don't come true throughout the draft. I'm also giving out a Grindhouse hoodie. I don't know if I have the exact hoodie actually in front of me. I have the shirt somewhere. I think I have the shirt right here. So this is a Grindhouse shirt. I don't know if I have it readily available, but I have it right here. We're doing the one on the left, the King Kong versus Godzilla, like tannish white hoodie. We're giving that bad boy away when Rome Odunze is drafted. When Rome Odunze is drafted, we will be giving that away. And I'll give you instructions on how to enter. And we'll do something ahead of time so that when Rome Odunze gets drafted, we go find the winner and announce the winner right then versus this long, lengthy, we'll find out tomorrow, whatever. We'll do it live on the show. So bear with me. I'm going to create a post on Instagram. That post is, or actually, I'm going to tell you where to go to do that when we go live on the initial live stream later on. But basically, if you want to get a jump on it, follow what was Grindhouse, now the Attic NC on Instagram. You're going to want to go to the Attic NC on Instagram, follow them, and that will get you kind of moving on this process. There'll be 1 or 2 other extra steps to entry, and then I'll be picking a winner. Okay, so it'll be announced here shortly. But Grindhouse, now the Attic is giving away a hoodie on the show. Do it live. I'll be giving away a couple 2024 fantasy football memberships from thefantasyfootballshow.com. Okay, we'll be doing that. And let me get back to this screen. Anybody else want to dial in? Phone calls. Line is open. And anybody has any last minute predictions, we can go through those. Happy draft day to you, Blackbeard. Appreciate you being here. Let's see here. Smitty is the man. Thank you, Mighty. Appreciate you. Brian Thomas Jr. to the Jets in a trade down. That would be interesting. Smash the like button, says Terry Roberts. Ricky Parasol to a good situation. That would be amazing. We, of course, want that. Love Ricky. Loving the idea of Brian Thomas to the Bills. Love it. Bills getting somebody. Look, even Lad McConkey, at the end of the day, I'm going to be fine. Smitty deserves Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A sauce? Penix Jr. to the Raiders would be amazing. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I might even put another no matter what in my pocket. Dunze won't make it past the Giants at 6. Might be. Man, I hope the Bengals trade Higgins and 2 first-rounders to Arizona for MHJ. No way. Arizona won't. I mean, that would be maybe like you want to try and get like JJ somehow versus that Marvin Harrison Jr. No, shut your mouth. Watch your mouth. Rock out. You're live.
Hey, what's up?
What up? What up?
Yeah, I've been watching the JD5 film for like 5 days, and specifically that Florida game is like the most unbelievable highlights you ever see in like a single game.
We try and tell people.
Brings smiles to my face as a Commanders fan. Hopefully we get him.
He's so good, bro. People don't even know. I mean, we've been talking about it so far ahead of everybody else. JD5. This whole Caleb nonsense is insane. I'm just so glad. I'm thankful. I'm so thankful that the Chicago Bears hold the number 1 overall pick and don't want to take JD5.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? What are we really doing? How do we miss this? Like, it's not even something where you look back and you go, wow, that's crazy how bad they missed on that one. It's clear as day that JD5 is the best quarterback in this draft class if you have eyeballs or a brain. Sorry, anybody that likes Caleb Moore. I apologize if that came out wrong.
Looks like a repeat of last year with Young.
Yeah, it does. It feels a lot like that. But, you know, it's not as easy to cut and paste that. Because, I mean, if Stroud went to the Carolina Panthers, I believe Stroud would look like a bust right now. It's not Stroud's fault. It's not really Bryce Young's fault. And it's just that situation is awful. And I hear a lot.
Carolina were a bad spot.
Yeah, so I don't know how easy it is to translate that situation, but definitely think I see people say things like, Leggett going to Carolina. I don't know if you've seen it, but Carolina essentially, according to Leggett, told Leggett, if you're there, we're taking you. And then when their head coach was interviewed, he said, well, that's kind of a standard line that we used on everybody. And I don't know if he's trying to re-smoke it up, and try and like not make it obvious, or he's lying to the media. But he says that the way he was wording it to him was like, when we take you at, 30, whatever it was, what are you going to do? Blah, blah, blah. And he took it like, we're taking you at 32 if you're there, pal. So I don't know what's true.
I don't know.
If Leggett heard it wrong, or they're trying to cover their tracks. But anyway, everyone keeps DMing me, hey, I hear Leggett's going to the Patriots. Or I'm sorry, not the Patriots, the Panthers. And I'm just thinking to myself, please no, please God. I don't care if like you get him a receiver, Bryce Young. It's like this situation is god awful.
Don't do it.
It's horrible. I want Leggett going somewhere really good. I kind of want Leggett to go to Green Bay. I feel like Green Bay is going to do something wild, because they did something wild with Josh Jacobs none of us really saw coming. I think Green Bay's wild card. They're like Doc Holliday out there, just not caring, just gunslinging, no fear. I think they're gonna be looking to, as much as we want to pretend like Jaden Reed is the answer, as much as we wanted to pretend that Watson could still be that guy. They brought in Jacobs. They really want to support Love's development and not be wrong on this. What better way than to hand Green Bay Xavier Leggett, Ladd McConkey, or even Keon Coleman could be interesting. You got Jaden Reed kind of as the guy that does the, I don't know, I don't want to say the tougher work or whatever, but he's the guy that,
or inside work.
Like having a possession receiver like Keon Coleman could be okay.
I feel like Wicks is better than Coleman though.
Or A.D. Mitchell, Like, as much as I'm worried about A.D. Mitchell, you put him in Green Bay, that's a really good fit. That would vault A.D. Mitchell up quite a bit for me. You give Jordan Love A.D. Mitchell. So A.D. Mitchell is very volatile to me. If he goes to a bad spot, I don't know. I don't know if he can weather it. But you put A.D. Mitchell in Green Bay, maybe he matures emotionally and all that. He gets into that spot. It just does something. And I think Jordan Love could turn him into a great player. He's a very dynamic player. Draft starts in 3 hours and 32 minutes. Well, boys, I got Theo on the phone. Theo, what's up?
Yeah, what do you think the Seahawks do? I wanted them originally to take Penix, but I don't think he'll fall to 16.
Yeah, no, Penix Jr. That big Penix energy is resonating throughout the top 12 now.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Echo chamber of Penix Jr.
I see a lot of mocks having us take a cornerback, but we already have two really good corners, so I don't see why we would do that.
Seattle?
Yeah.
Oh, you know you're taking a running back. Just to piss us off.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The number 16 overall pick, Seattle Seahawks select Jonathan Brooks. Son of a bitch!
Seahawks pick will get.
You know, I'm joking, no running backs going around one, but it wouldn't shock me if somehow in the third round you guys take, like, somehow, you know, a player falls, Blake Corum's falling. And it's like a Seattle takes somebody and we're like, I just feel like Kenneth Walker is on the teeter-tottering, you know, like it's not his fault either. I love him. I feel like him and ETN, had the same potential to go one way or the other, not due to them, due to the situation. And ETN luckily fell, the scale fell the other way. I feel like Kenneth Walker's gotten screwed. He's so dynamic. Yeah. So we'll see what happens to good old Kenny Walker. But as far as your Seattle Seahawks, bro, if I had to like predict a pick, I think you guys probably go. I think you probably do look at corner. Let me see what else I can look at here. I'll see where a couple mocks have you guys going. This last one by ESPN has you taking. Let's see here. Let me look at this. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, corner.
I feel like this is the last thing we need, though. We just drafted Witherspoon.
Yeah. Here's another mock draft. Let me see what they have and see if I agree with it. This one's from USA Today.
I hope we pick like Byron Murphy or someone like that. Or like Johnny Newman.
I mean, offensive tackle. I've seen a lot of offensive tackle mock.
Or trade up for Bowers.
Yeah, I've seen a couple Bowers, trade move predictions. I don't think you're going to get so lucky with Bowers. I think Bowers is going to go earlier than people think. I think people are going to covet Bowers. I think Bowers is a fantastic early pick.
The Rams want to trade up.
Yeah. The Eagles getting Bowers it feels like almost a guarantee that the Eagles are trying to make a huge move. They're dialed in. They understand what time it is. The Philadelphia Eagles are winning the NFC Championship. I can feel it.
Yeah,
they're just doing everything right, from taking care of their players, keeping them happy. Now A.J. Brown's going to get extended. You don't need to do that. And everyone might say it's stupid, but it's not, because everyone's happy. Everyone's on a mission. You've got A.J. Brown. You've got Devontae Smith. You've got Jalen Hurts. You got Saquon Barkley. You got the brotherly shove. You got an underrated defense. People don't realize how good they're going to be again. And then now you're trying to make moves. You got the 22 overall pick, and now you're trying to make moves either for a massive defensive piece or Brock Bowers. Now you've got Goddard, but Goddard ain't no Bowers. I don't want to hear anybody try and say you don't need Brock Bowers. Even the Atlanta Falcons should take Brock Bowers. I get Pitts is amazing, but I'm just saying Brock Bowers is the number one potential tight end in the National Football League a calendar year from today. So I don't want to hear anything about what we have. We shouldn't. He's amazing. The Colts trading for Brock Bowers, trading up. The Jets obviously are probably the lead dog candidates for Brock Bowers. The Chargers could definitely take him at 5. And then the Eagles trying to trade up for him. It makes a lot of sense. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be crazy if KC moved up and got him somehow? And they're like, oh my God, they're replacing Kelsey with Brock Bowers. How did we not see it coming? You know what? I love that. Once the draft is over and the Cardinals have, hopefully, Marvin Harrison Jr., McBride, and Kyler, and even James Conner for another year. That's an offense, man. I'm so pumped about what we're maybe looking at there. I'll be a kid in the candy store if Buffalo somehow gets an elite wide receiver. But I'll still be fine with Leggett or McConkey, really. I'll be so thrilled about McConkey in Buffalo. But I want him to get a Dunze. A Dunze to Buffalo, Marvin Harrison Jr. to Florida, Arizona, and then I'm done. I'm set. I'm going to put my feet up. I don't even know if I'm going to talk the rest of the live stream. I'm just going to relish.
I don't think the Bills go wide receiver first round.
It wouldn't shock me if they didn't do what I wanted them to do.
That coaching system is just like, I feel like they're just going to rotate the guys that they already have, and then just
they don't have any. They don't have that many guys though, bro. I hear what you're saying because I feel disappointment around the corner at some point in this draft for me, on a lot of fronts, just the way the draft is. But I don't know. Buffalo's the most obvious choice to take a wide receiver. So I'm going to disagree with you, but I hope you're wrong. Yeah. All right, Theo, got to go. Appreciate you. I'll be back for the main show in about, it starts at 4. So we'll be, and then if there's other news, I'll go live. But I thought I'd be called to duty a lot sooner than now. I mean, the only news that I had was the stuff that I talked about. Eagles aggressively trying to trade up. Rams aggressively trying to trade up. Those are the only breaking news things that I had. AJ Brown. It's crazy how quiet the storm is before the storm. It's very calm. All right, see you, Theo. Call in later. Rock out. Any final thoughts, bro?
No, I'm good. I appreciate you.
All right, later. Call in when we're taking calls. I don't know if I'll do calls in the beginning of the show as the draft goes along, and then probably after a few of the major picks happen, and then we need to have a conversation about it.
Yeah, probably in the middle.
Yeah. All right. Rock out. Appreciate you. Later.
All right. See you.
All right, guys. I'll see you for the main show. Appreciate all my super chatters. Thank you, Kevin, dropping the $5. Rock out, dropping the 2. Orion, dropping the $5 hauler. Thank you for my celebratory messages. Thank you to my moderators. Blackbeard says 100 people in here. Forgot to punch that thumb up button. We do. We have 178 of you YouTubers in here. 74 tweeter, aka X people in here. Call your boy loud says I'm not done. I've got a $20 hauler, Smitty, and I want to be heard. He says hit that $20 hauler button, Smitty.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Call your boy loud says finally a Dynasty League invite, but I am green, so before I buy myself in, I want to be able to understand this long list of very confusing rules. If I order a 15-minute call, would you be able to help me out after you hop off. Not today, bro. But we definitely could set something up after the draft. But today I'm running around with my chicken. Running around, worried about my bread, my chickens, with my head cut off like a chicken. So not today, pal, but definitely could set something up, sure. So if you want to order one tomorrow, or you can order it today, and then you can email me and we'll discuss tomorrow. All right, I'll see you all. Appreciate Call Your Boy Loud for dropping the $20 hauler. My boy. But order it maybe tomorrow. We could probably work it out tomorrow, bro, for sure. Appreciate you. Call Your Boy Loud, doing it live. I'll see you guys in a bit. And you can email me anyway if you want to discuss it first. Catch you later today at 7 p.m. Eastern or earlier. So not very long from now. Call Your Boy Loud with the $20 holla. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. But today we're live at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll get you taken care of. Call Your Boy Loud. I don't think you're going to be worried about it once we go through it all. We'll figure it out. And I don't know. Sometimes these dynasty leagues have weird rules, but I doubt they're that crazy. If they are, I would recommend not doing it just because you want a dynasty league. If anything, start a dynasty league on your own. Commission it yourself. I know you haven't done it before, but all you do is just keep all your players. Is like commissioning a league should be as simple as your rules tell everybody what's up, and literally no one can complain. It's written. Like, whenever I commission a league, I don't really even do anything because the rules are very clear. And I don't let people change anything. If you want to change something, it's got to take everybody to vote yes. Otherwise, no. Want to add it to make it a super flex? No. Unless everybody says yes. But, so you could commission your own. I mean, I could tell you how to commission your own, too. Could give you advice on that.
A Chan. A Chan is the man. His haters call him small.
But he is 9 feet tall.
A Chan is the man.
See you guys all just in a little bit, live at 7 p.m. Eastern, a little earlier today. Hit that thumb up button on the way out the door. Thanks again. Call Your Boy Loud. Thanks again, everybody. Appreciate you.